Well, she must have put it on him because he came out looking like Hugh Hefner with a robe. Cal's prenups and the epic crash that is 90 Day Fiance is continuing, and it does not disappoint. But before we jump into it, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share with your friends, and if you want to support the channel, drop us super thanks. Let's get right into it with the madness that is Sarper getting kicked out of his own home.
Yes.
My client is almost here. I need you to exit the building.
Why? Name one good reason why that man cannot just stay upstairs. That's ridiculous. You're just trying to get rid of him for... You know what? It gets even better when her client is actually there.
They can tempt me. They cannot. I mean, even if they all open their boobs, I won't be tempted.
He goes on to say, I look and I walk away. What do you want me to do? I'm not tempted. I love how his reasoning behind this is, I've slept with so many women that there's nothing that could possibly tempt me, which is, look, he's a character in and of himself. He's like a caricature of an actor that's doing crazy things. And it's entertaining, which is why I say, give the man his own show.
These women are in towels. They're half undressed,
Yeah,
and it would be very unprofessional to have a man there.
Wait, is that almost as unprofessional as putting it on national television while telling them that they're going to be uncomfortable if a man is anywhere near? I'm going to go ahead and venture to say that there's a few men watching. I understand the audience is more predominantly women. I think the show's hilarious. What can I say? But I get it. But there's more than a few men that are watching the show. Let's be honest about it. And her acting like that, him being in there, like this is all not real. This is all just, we're in the Matrix. We're in the Matrix, I tell you.
But I keep all of their secrets. I can't have Sarper upstairs listening to all of this.
No, just America, though. America can listen like you're whispering to America, but Sarper can't hear. If I was Sarper, when I'm watching this back, I'd almost be more mad about that, considering that you're not willing to tell me anything, but yet put it on national television while you kick me out of the house. I mean, like, that's like disrespectful as hell, considering you brought him over here and that's supposed to be his house too.
Me and Mina had a rough start and we got into an argument, and I feel like she should be the one that's having to try harder than me because she's marrying my dad.
Okay. She seems to forget that she's an adult child. Listen, I am not disputing the fact that Mina is not trying with the family. I don't think she really has. However, Jordan has been extremely unwelcoming, almost to a point of seeming like it's intentional, which is not good, which is why I say they're both wrong. Now, Jordan does some more things that don't exactly come off very well.
I think that it would have been really nice if he stepped in and was like, hey, Mina, Jordan, I love you both. I really want you guys to get along, and let's fix this. How are we going to fix this? What are we going to do? Because
No. And I'll tell you why. Because that's not something he needs to do, step in like that. Now, what he should have done is step in and said, Jordan, I love you. You're my daughter. But stay in your place, okay? At this point, I take your advice, what you say. I appreciate you voicing it, but I will make my own decisions. And Mina, you need to start acting like you actually want to be a part of stuff and not kind of act like you're just kind of brushing everything off. You're going to run away every time there's an argument. So he needs to almost put his foot down with both of them on some level. Now, Jordan has come off even worse in these last couple episodes, but Mina is not innocent. And remember, her son is still over in Paris, who she left behind.
So I told her too, my daughter, I want everybody to be happy, but I also want you to give her a chance.
Why is he doing this again? He's like doing the whole talking behind your back thing, but she's right there, acting like she's not there. Like he's the main problem, because he's almost initiating this unintentionally because he doesn't want to be involved. And he's like, how do I make everyone happy in this? Well, your daughter is kind of acting like a spoiled brat in this instance, so you're not going to make her happy. And Mina is acting like she's not trying to really even get involved with your family. Let's look back at the wedding when she just kind of was 4 hours late. And oh, by the way, there is still some animosity towards that, but we'll get to that. Either way, she's not really trying really hard either, and you're trying to sit the fence. You can't sit the fence on this.
But there are some things she's getting a little frustrated with, and I guess I didn't necessarily expect.
Like what? What could she possibly be getting frustrated with you, my friend?
That I'm used to just having my mom nag and bicker at me and picking up
and
after
there
me.
It is.
Now I have to worry about another lady just nagging me. You know?
So typically, his words are, typically he has to think about his mom picking up after him and nagging him. How old are you? I mean, I know he's in his mid-30s or whatever, but my mom, God, my mom picks up, Mom, stop picking up my boxers. Gosh. And now she's saying, I have someone who's supposed to be my wife who now I have to worry about nagging me. What is she nagging about? Getting a job and caring for the family. I would call him a what's that word? What loser? Because if he can't figure it out and get that motivation to get a damn job, how the hell is he going to care for her or the family that he wants to create with her? You can't because you're a loser. So turn it around, buddy. Otherwise, you're going to lose her. And she already made that clear, but we'll get to that.
It's really shaming because everyone thinks America is the land of opportunities.
Yes. Yes. And she says, but it's not. No, it really is. You can really make what you want of yourself in America here. However, I feel bad for her because she chose the one guy who takes everything for granted and doesn't want to do basic work to care for someone he claims to love. That is no man. That is a loser.
If Greg doesn't pay the dowry, we can't get married. So things are real.
And how is he going to pay a dowry? Which I get it. That's your culture, and we had the same thing with Niles and Matilda, and we had to deal with that. That's part of it. Although I think some of their requests were kind of crazy with Matilda, but I digress. This one is it's just the culture there in Africa, and they have, you got to get the dowry, you got to pay the bride price. So apparently he knows about it, but he doesn't really know what it entails, and she's going to tell him. But if he can't afford to even have any kind of responsibilities now, pay utilities or anything, how is he going to pay a bride price to marry you?
I don't think people realize how they hurt me when they continue to use my dad name.
Oh, is that right? Okay, let's go ahead and do the whole victim thing, considering the fact that you were the one that asked the question to Sean's friend about what she knew about you. Aaliyah's trying to play the victim game, talking about dead naming, because Aaliyah asked the friend, what did you know about me? You know what the friend said? Well, I knew that Sean was in a relationship with Douglas. Took that and ran with it. Absolutely ran with it. This is the Victim Olympics 101. But it gets worse.
When Angela was keeping saying my dead name, I did not correct her because I didn't want to be rude.
But now you're going to play the victim card because of something talking about when you were going by Douglas. You want to live your life as Aaliyah and dress up like a girl and do all these things. That's up to you. You're an adult. You can do that. But at the same time, when you ask a question about the past and what this person knew, and they're talking about your past and what they knew, then you're going to get mad and talk about, I don't think they understand how much it hurts me that you dead name. Let it roll off if you're that offended. But the reality of the situation was you asked the question.
I don't know how much he'd accept me yet.
I got news for you, Aaliyah. The fact is Sean does not accept you because Sean's a gay dude and you want to be a woman. Dress up like a woman, you try to act like a woman. Sean's gay. I don't know how these two aren't connecting and they're still trying to make this thing work that's just never going to work.
For the actual event, she was 4 hours late, and she had taken the time to tell her friends that it was going to start later.
Oh, point that we did not know is that not only was Mina late for the whole baptism ceremony when all the family flew out, but she apparently told her friends that it was starting later. Did not tell Mark's family that it was starting later. She just was 4 hours late, but told all of her friends it was starting later. What kind of manipulative the only reason for that is because you have some sort of spite and you want to stick it to his family for some reason. That's the only reason. There is no reason for you to take the time to tell your friends but not say, hey, Mark, can you let your family know we're pushing the time back? No reason at all.
Party, and she was 3 or 4 hours late. And she kind of came out like this princess vibe thing, and I was like, what the heck? And she didn't really talk to us much the whole weekend.
So this is the whole thing with his whole family pretty much. The problem is that Mark is not seeing this. He's seeing it. Now Jordan is taking it to the extreme. She's just being Some not so nice words that I'm not going to say. But the family, all they know about Mina is that one interaction. So they have every reason to be skeptical with her coming in. And she should be trying to set the record straight right now. She should be doing that effort. The effort she wants Jordan to put in, she should be putting in for the family. Not Jordan, because Jordan's wrong. Jordan needs to be apologizing to her. But Mina needs to put in the effort with the family, try to say, hey, I'm sorry I was late. Listen, I know, I let my friends know I did this. I apologize. I wasn't thinking clearly. I really hate that did that to y'all. I'm sorry. Let's start fresh. She should be doing that. Instead, she's off crying in the corner. Now, rightfully so on some level because of what Jordan's doing, but there's just a whole cluster of things going on here where most of the people are wrong on some level.
I'm this close to wanting to leave this family barbecue because none of this is conducive to me and Mina's relationship.
That's true, but the problem is you want to act naive about the fact that she was so late and wants to defend her, which, look, on some level you're going to defend your woman, but at the same time, he should have called her out then and said, why are you 4 hours late to our daughter's baptism? My whole family is here for this. Instead, he's too busy defending it, even saying so much as, I didn't think it was that bad, when his whole family is saying, look, it was uncomfortable for all of us. And now he's saying he kind of wants to leave. You need to fix it. But this was not the right time to fix it. You're just in La La Land in the clouds, which is why Mark is the biggest part of the problem.
Last night was...
I really, really hope that baby was not sleeping there under the covers with him the whole time. And I hope it did some sort of cut where she just put the baby on the bed. Because has she not ever heard of safe sleep? You want something bad to happen to your baby? Go ahead, put him in the bed under the covers with you sleeping like that. Guarantee tragedy will ensue.
Juan and I need to discuss what happened last night. He cheated. He is trying to make it seem like I cheated.
Nope, that's not what he's doing. What happened was your friend, who has an odd obsession with you that was crying about everything that happened, called him out. He decided to finally admit something that y'all had clearly worked through, and yet some information was revealed about you actually inviting your ex-boyfriend over that you were developing feelings for, that he did not know. So yes, he has some questions. This in no way is trying to make him take away from the fact that he cheated. Y'all both said y'all worked through that. So now you're trying to reframe the situation, which makes me think you did cheat. And it was more than just, oh, I was helping a friend.
Be there for someone, I guess. But I mean,
there is no reason you should be trying to be a friend and be there for someone like an ex. Look, people stay cordial with their exes, that's fine. You should not be inviting an ex over late at night because you're trying to be friendly, trying to help, when you already admitted that you were developing feelings. Now you're trying to downplay that and make it sound like I'm just helping a friend in need. These are all the red flags of why I say she probably cheated too. But she knows that he'll probably never find out, so she's trying to ride with this story. Now, why she admitted in the first place about the ex, I don't know, because clearly she's still hiding something.
I want you to want to be here. Like, I don't want you to feel like you have to be here.
Well, he doesn't want to be there. That's pretty clear. But he obviously wants to be there with his child, so he needs to find his purpose as his child and stop thinking about the place, because he's never going to be okay with the place. But plenty of people live in places they don't want to because their children are there. Their family is there. And guess what? The love you have for your child is going to overcome just about anything if you're that person that really lets it and is really attentive and is just a good father. And he seems like he has the potential to be that.
When I told Sean that was bothering me, he didn't say like any sorry.
Why would
he? Just said that was like my fault because I brought that to the conversation.
He didn't say that it's your fault, Aaliyah. What he said was, you asked the question and his friend was just answering the question. So now, see how Aaliyah jumps to, he said it was my fault. He wasn't even being that crass with it. It was just, you asked the question, they were answering. So I don't know why you're getting upset by this one thing, talking about your past, which is always going to be your past. And you asked what the person knew. This whole thing of being offended and playing the victim is getting ridiculous.
Relationship with Douglas, and so that
we
word
don't need
came
to use
up.
the name.
Caddy BS.
So what do you want people to say?
Don't use the name.
So
we can
I'm
talk
talking
about
to nothing, and then nothing says to me, and when I meant nothing, nothing meant nothing.
Exactly. How ridiculous that sounds, because Aaliyah keeps going in on the fact that there's an offense there. And so now Sean is trying to explain what happened, saying it was about the past. His friend didn't mean any offense to it. Aaliyah keeps cutting him off and saying, don't say that name, don't say that name, don't say. You see just the unhinged victimhood. It's ridiculous.
There's pictures, there's video, there's memories that I cherish.
Oh, don't get caught with one of those old pictures of Douglas, because there might be a tantrum that ensues. And oh, by the way, you know why he's holding on to that? Because he is a gay dude. Like, what part of this is it? Like I said, there's an extreme disconnect. He's admitted he didn't want Aaliyah to have surgeries, and now he's holding on to pictures and videos of Douglas. I don't understand why this relationship is continuing. And oh, by the way, he wants to have an open relationship, meaning he wants to sleep with other people. Oh, they changed it up. They got to be watching my show because they changed it up. No, they see it's been rap music the whole time, and all of a sudden they go to some pop rock thing. So that's interesting. I'm just kidding. Obviously, they're not watching my show, but it is kind of funny how they changed it up after rap music nonstop for intro for MC Yeast here.
One, like maybe Beatrice on Wednesday we're having this one.
Henrietta.
She's like, oh, see, in Africa, we'd be eating them. We'd take the chicken. We're going to eat them up. To tell you what, he's going to come home one day and some of them chicken's going to be missing. There's going to be a nice chicken dinner on the table. But hey, you know what? Probably pretty good, though.
A lot more. He's in the morning. He'll be singing, ba 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 ba.
Yeah, he ain't gonna be doing that once she leaves because he refuses to get a job. You may, as the mother, want to stop doing this failure to launch thing where you fold his clothes and pick up his room when he's 35 and actually say, listen, son, if you can't get together in the next 6 months, get out. Get out. If you're not going to have a job or show that you're trying, at least get out, because that's what. Have you ever heard of tough love? At some point, you have to have some tough love there because you're not doing him any favors where he's not doing anything all day. And yet he wants to have a wife now. You should be ashamed of him not being able to provide for that wife and having no plan and turning down jobs because he didn't want to.
You want to head on inside?
This is pathetic.
Yeah.
This is pathetic. Look at the music. Look at the music. She leaves. The mom leaves and they just, it's time now.
Rush.
Yeah.
Bow chicka wow wow. Are you serious right now? That's the most ridiculous thing I think I've ever seen. 1 hour later.
First time I've seen you in this bathrobe here.
Well, she must have put it on him because he came out looking like Hugh Hefner with a robe. But that is pathetic. Why are you in your mom's house and you're waiting for her to leave to run up and do something that you know you're not supposed to be doing? And oh, by the way, she is not going to be okay with that for very long. Not your mom, but your future wife. She's going to eventually be like, she's already saying it, but this is not going to sit well for much longer.
Relationship can't last long this way.
Yes.
You have to get out of here sooner.
Yeah.
Now she's starting to speak up and let her know what the real, because he said 2 years maybe. Like, I get it, rent's expensive there, but you don't have a job and you're talking about you want to buy a house because you want to start your baking company that you just deliver bread occasionally for. You need to start to do something on. This is what you think people with business that start businesses that don't inherit money or whatever, or just know people like that. You think that they're just like, okay, I'm just going to quit and start that. No, their chances are they're working another job and then they're starting something as like a full-time job until it grows and they can stop doing their other job and start doing that all the time. He doesn't want to work a regular job to even be able to pay bills.
I want to go back to Uganda.
There you go. And she said it. And?
What'd you just say?
What'd you just say to me? Trying to look like a mobster or something. Like, yeah, she's going to go back if you don't get it together.
Sarper's really
Oh my gosh, look at this. The amount of Botox and fillers in this room probably weighs about a ton. Not a real natural. You know what? The only actual person that doesn't look like they've had work done is Dan, the bitter ex, who, might go some sort of fatal attraction on Sarper and Shekinah. So watch out for that guy.
And he's not in my life. Even if you pay me, I wouldn't stay.
Yeah, there you go. So Dan is trying to insinuate about maybe Sarper just having ulterior motives. I have no doubt that Sarper, he doesn't want to be in the United States. He may enjoy it. Maybe once he gets a taste, he'll want to stay. But he's never been the type that's been like, I'm trying to get there. He's like, no, I want to stay in Turkey. He tried to bring her over there to stay there. So it's never been in his MO to just want to go to the United States. So I don't doubt that if they don't work out in the next month or two, he'll be back to Turkey.
We went on dates, but we weren't dating. Do
What?
you know the difference?
He's just patronizing as hell, too. Like, talking to Sarper, he's like, oh, we went on dates, we weren't dating. Do you know the difference? I'm like, well, Okay, if you're the type of person that's saying we're dating so we're exclusive, but we went on dates so we weren't exclusive, then sure, there's a distinction. But literally, it could mean the same thing. So you trying to make him sound stupid when you kind of sound like the idiot here with an accent? Interesting. We went on dates. Ho ho.
We went on dates.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, some interesting stuff happened.
Yeah, so let me just go ahead and decipher. They slept together, obviously. Now, Shekinah's trying to downplay that. Now, is that relevant? Not in the sense of you have an ex, okay? You have an ex, you may have slept with them. If you don't have a certain kind of moral system of you want to wait till marriage, which is fine, that's your prerogative. But the problem here is that it's an ex you continually hang out with that continually hits on you and continually says they want to be with you. This is the kind of ex you cannot be friends with. Why she is continuing this is beyond me, unless she wants a option other than Sarper if he leaves.
And I still think that I would be a better, a better guy to be with.
The audacity of this guy right there. And oh, by the way, Shekinah told Sarper, keep your mouth shut, just don't say a bunch of stuff, So now he's trying to be good, but this guy just said, I would be a better fit than you. Like, that guy would be grabbed by the back of his shirt and escorted out by myself if someone said something stupid like that in my presence. It would not be fun for them.
And I see you and I love you and I made you something so that you could understand that.
So basically, I'm rewarding your tantrum with a gift, which is ridiculous. Now, what Sean's trying to do is be like, look, I accept you, although that's not really true because Sean doesn't want to be with Aaliyah. Clearly, Sean is trying to just let it keep rolling until it just doesn't roll anymore, I guess. But the problem was none of that matters right now. The fact is that Aaliyah threw a little tantrum because of a question Aaliyah asked to the friend that the friend answered. And then because Aaliyah did not like the answer, did not like the friend mentioning Douglas, now it's just meltdown central and victim Olympics. This was ridiculous all around, which is something that could have simply been said by, yes, that was, my past or whatever, but I'm trying to live this new life, or whatever you want to say, and just let it roll off. There's no sense in all this drama. It's pathetic.
Sometimes you don't take life serious.
I take it serious.
You joke a lot. You joke too much.
I know. It's just who I am. It's what you fell in love with. Oh.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
So she's saying you joke too much. Every time I talk about something serious, you make a joke. Listen, laughing, joking, it can be a coping mechanism. The problem here is it's not really that for him. It's him diverting, deflecting, because he doesn't want to be told again that he needs a damn job and he's lazy and pathetic. So instead of just accepting that and be like, you know what? You're right. I have been lazy. I have been pathetic. I'm getting a job. He just keeps deflecting. So here, it's not a good use of saying it's a coping mechanism. Doesn't work.
I love her more than anything, and I would do anything for her. But
Sure.
I don't think she realizes, like, if I had a regular 9-to-5 job, I wouldn't have been able to have the freedom to go and visit her to Uganda as much as I could.
So that's his excuse. I wouldn't have been able to go to Uganda as much as I did if I'd had a job. Okay, what about the job you turned down like a week ago? What about that job? If you want to take that into account, fine, sure. If you had a full-time job, you couldn't visit her as much. You could have accepted that job you were offered a week ago, but you turned it down. What's your excuse there? Oh yeah, he tried to say I wanted to spend more time with her. You sound like you're full of crap. You're just making excuses because you want to just live with mom forever as she's folding your clothes. I got news for you. You're never going to have a woman that's okay just living in your mom's house with her doing everything for you. They'll get fed up inside 2 weeks. You better change or you're not going to find anyone to spend your life with.
How much is a cow?
Okay.
Something like one.
By the way, she told him that the dowry price is 15 cows. So, okay, 15, interesting, all right. And he's asking how much it is.
0.5 million shillings, Ugandan shillings. Like $200.
Okay, I take it back. Maybe he is not employable. If he can't figure out that that's $3,000 and he's literally doing, I'm surprised he didn't bust out his figure. One cow equals 755 million dollars. Oh my gosh! Like this guy couldn't figure out that 15 times 2 is 30. Add a couple zero. It's simple math. It's basic. You don't have to be good at math. So maybe I was wrong. I'm not sure about him in the workforce.
How does somebody afford 15 cows? I mean,
yeah.
People do afford. It's just you who can't afford. It's not like
damn.
can't afford
Shots
it.
fired.
It's just you.
she's like, oh, why are you diverting here? It's not people. It's you that can't afford it. You're talking about your wedding here, and this is just part of the tradition. Look, $3,000, that's a lot of money. But the reality is he used the fact that, oh, but I got to pay for the wedding. I got to pay for your dress. I got to get the rings. I'm like, you don't have money for any of that. So all of it doesn't matter. And you saying I can't pay the dowry is just kind of icing on the cake or nail in the coffin, however you want to look at it.
Okay, the dowry aside, you know what I mean? Besides all that, you knew who I was before you moved here.
So now his excuse, he's the excuse king. Now his excuse is, you knew who I was when you moved here. She probably thought this is a loving guy, a guy that's been nice to me, a guy that is the kind of guy I want to spend my life with, just personality-wise, because he's been a really good person. But she didn't probably assume you would just be turning down jobs and not willing to work. So someone that wants to have a family, wants to thrive, wants to have their own space, and you're not willing to work, yeah, that was a good assumption to, or just a fine assumption to make, that she was thinking you'd get a job. So yeah, her world kind of is falling apart knowing that you're not willing.
Is that if I don't see you putting in much effort, that's it.
It's like, I'm leaving. If I don't see you doing the effort, I'm leaving. Good for her. Look, I'm not a big fan of ultimatums and things like that. As a couple, you need to work through things. But the fact is she knows that she's going to be stuck in his mom's house, kind of trapped there with when she wants to have a life and a family. So it's perfectly reasonable to say, look, if you want to take care of the family, you need to get a job. And if you're not willing to do that, then I'm gone.
It's like my family's not supporting my choice to marry Mina.
It's not about that. Your family, their issue is what they went through at the baptism. Now, Jordan took it a whole nother step further. She's had chances to talk with Mina and things since, because you had the one-on-one, and yes, it didn't go well, but clearly she's got a chip on her shoulder. Your family only knows that brief interaction. So you saying they're not supporting the marriage, why would they? That she doesn't seem like a good person that's really family oriented and wants what's best for you from that one interaction. Maybe that's not the case. But right now, that's what it seems. So him saying, oh, it doesn't seem like they want to be a part of it. You are doing a horrible job of mending fences.
Have you guys talked anymore about a prenup?
Oh my God. You know what Jordan is? Jordan is the salt in the wound. I don't disagree that they probably need a prenup, because I don't trust Mina at all. But why at this family barbecue is it time for you to say, have y'all discussed a prenup? All she's trying to do is sow discord. She's trying to break them up, because she's still acting like a 10-year-old who her parents were divorced. I don't know if that's what she was when they were divorced, but that's what she's acting like here. So she's being absolutely ridiculous. She gets no quarter from me, because all she's doing is trying to break up the relationship. It's one thing to talk to your dad and say, listen, I got some concerns. It's a whole nother to do crap like this, which is sabotaging stuff. Mina's going to sabotage it herself by just running away everywhere and never taking anything, and being able to resolve conflict. But there's no reason for this.
Just about stuff that I had before we met.
Try and explain a prenup.
Finish this conversation. I'm so sorry. I'm going. I need a 1 minute for me.
Oh, okay. So she's going to step away. She's going to go. Now, listen, in this instance, I actually don't have a problem with her stepping away. She runs away from everything. She runs away from conflict. She has these, she really doesn't handle things well. But in this instance, when Jordan brought up a prenup for absolutely no reason, then sure, step away. But I still don't buy that she's not some sort of gold digger. Sorry, but she's looking for the money.
You better not want to have problems with me, for sure.
Oh, look at that. You gotta love it. You bet. The French guy trying to talk trash just doesn't work. You better not try to have problems with me, okay? And Sarper, really? Come on, really? Bring it. That's it. You want to go try? Let's do it. Like, so the cheddar cheese grin on Sarper's face says it all.
All of what you're saying right now just sounds like full of so.
This Frenchman is bold. Everything you'll say right now seems like it's full of expletive deleted. Like, it's like, why is she even hanging out? Why did she invite him? Like, this is the most ridiculous crap I've ever seen, where he was invited to hang out with her. He always shows over and over and over again he wants to be with her, and basically continually lets her know that they can't just be friends, but yet she continually wants to act like they're friends. That's the friend you cut off. You say, nope, sorry, no more. It's getting heated up in here, and these relationships are going to be on a razor's edge, because, good Lord, can they all make it last? Well, there might be a few, But as always with these seasons, all we're seeing is that it is just drama after drama after drama, and it never ends. No one can have a real peaceful relationship. And this is the problem with it, because when you start this relationship and it's all drama, it's just not good. It's not good. You can't develop communication. You can't develop trust. None of it. So we're destined to see some epic meltdowns. But make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share with your friends, and if you want to support the channel, drop a super thanks. I appreciate all the support, and I will see y'all next time.